Hi, first graders. Welcome back to Reading Workshop. Today we are going to be working on reading part by part. So I'm giving you another tool you can use when you come to a word that you don't know. Raise your hand if you have ever built with Legos. Awesome. Some of you know that when you're trying to make a really big object with Legos, you sometimes have to build part by part. It might be really hard to build a huge Lego castle or a huge watchtower, and you might think, that's too hard. But my brother taught me something with Legos, and it's so important that I still say it today. It's not that hard. You just have to build it part by part. You see, I was so busy looking at the big giant castle that I didn't think about the smaller parts. I could build the walls, then the roof, then the doors, then the bridge. And then I could take a step back and see it all together and realize that I had an amazing castle too. And readers, reading is the same way sometimes. You might think, whoa, that word is way too hard. And I have a feeling you might say that to yourself when you read sometimes. But you can change your thinking and you can say, whoa, I can read a word like that. I just have to read it part by part. So today I want to remind you that as your books get harder, the words get harder too. But you can slow down and you can look at all parts of the word, reading it part by part. Let's practice with some words and parts that you already know. Are you ready? I'm going to put a word on the easel. And when you know it, I want you to read it to me. Eat, that's right. Now, I see the two vowels that go together as a vowel team. EA says E, and then I see T at the end. So if I'm reading it part by part, I would read it eat. Put it together. Eat. What if I add an ending on this word? The word now. Think it, breathe it, release it. Eating, that's right. Yes, if I broke this word into parts, I could break it like this. Eating, eat-ing. I could also break it like this. Eat-ing, eating. Awesome job. Let's build another familiar word. You know this snap word. Once you know it, read it out loud to me. Jump. That's right. We can read this in parts by saying jump. Put it together. The word is jump. What if I use this part from eating? What is my word now? Jumping. I can break it into parts like this. Jump. Ing. Put it together. What is it? Jumping. Awesome job. There is more than one way to break words apart. So we might break it like I just did into jump and ing. Some people might break it even more like this. Ing. You can break the word however your brain wants to break the word. But it's a great tool to use when you don't know what word you're trying to read in your story. Now let's break this word into parts. Can anyone read that word for me? Green, good. How could we break this apart? I want you to think for a second. How can I break this word apart? That's right. We might break it into green, like that. We know the two E's together say E. Green. Very good. Are you ready for a challenge? Let's try a giant word as a challenge now. Here we go. Turn up that brain. It's going to be a really hard word. Anyone know that word? That word makes me feel scared when I'm reading. So I know if I read it part by part and break it apart, I might be able to put it back together. Let's try. I'm going to break it there, and there, and there. Okay, let's just read the parts now. Wonderful. Wonderful. Put it together. Wonderful. So if we put this all together, now it doesn't look so scary because we broke it apart into chunks. Wonderful. Wow, readers, you know so many ways to solve hard words in your books. And now with all this practice, breaking these words into parts, you are extra ready to use this tool when you're reading today. I bet that when you get to a tricky word in your book today, you're not going to be afraid. You're going to think, I can read this part by part. So readers, I'm going to challenge you today to read words part by part. If you come to one that you can break into parts, I want you to write it down for your teacher. So if you saw wonderful in your book, you might write it on a piece of paper like this. Wonderful. If you would love to send your teacher happy mail today, you can send one of your words broken apart with lines that you found in your book while reading. Readers, are you ready to break words apart as you read? If so, touch your head. Enjoy your books today. Find a cozy spot, set up your reading mats, get out a big stack of books, and be brave, reading bosses. You can do it. 1, 2, read. 1, 2, okay.